DnS versus Bly, our second series of today. To the bottom left-hand side, our red Protoss player from Cascade is DnS. Up against the blue Zerg player, to the top right-hand side, it is Bly. First game of the best of 3 here. So get this ready to go. Let's do some sponsorship stuff, because we're just getting this going, and we haven't really been very good at it the last few days because the streams have been a bit crazy. If you're in the US, UK, or Canada, you can actually check out Harry's. That's an exclamation mark Harry's in the chat. Oh, it was just posted a moment ago by the bot anyways, if you want to give it a look. US, UK, and Canada is the deal that Harry's have. If you want to try out their starter set with a $5 discount, it means you're paying about... Depends where you are, but I believe in the UK you're only going to pay postage. And in US or Canada, you're only going to pay about $3 to $8, depending on whether you decide to potentially set up a subscription or not as well. Obviously, that's all up to you, and you're in full control, and you won't be charged anything extra, you know, based on any of that. If you've got any questions, please do ask if you want any clarity. But Harry's is a shaving company that offers to give you a great shave for a lesser price than the big brands out there in the supermarkets and all of that. So makes it easier as well. It makes shaving simple, I suppose, because obviously you can sign up to get a subscription, so you get new blades and so on delivered on a basis that suits you as well. So you can choose how often you shave, how often you maybe want to subscribe, you know, how often you maybe want a delivery, and stuff like that. So it's available to people in the UK, US, or Canada. We're talking about, again, from $3 to $8 per purchase, depending on where you are and stuff. And again, every single purchase does directly support the stream. You'll see when I put the webcam up. Here you go. Oh, no, that's the wrong one. This one. Look at this clean shave. Oh, beautiful. Oh, Wardy, your face feels so good. Oh, does that smell really nice too because of the nice gel? Oh, yeah. Yeah, you see? Honest, I know this is just me talking to myself, but that could be your friends talking to you while touching your face in all sorts of inappropriate manners. So, do check that out. It's, exclamation mark Harry's in the chat. That out of the way. Shave your facial hair just like Protoss players shave my MMR match. No lucidity. That's the thing. The Harry shave is a nice clean shave, whereas the Harry shave is a nice clean shave, whereas the Protoss shaving your MMR is actually dirty and cheesy and all sorts of horrible. Avoid unwanted touching by having no friends. Yeah, I guess that works. Adaptee are just going to be moving away, as we do see they shade up into the main, just trying to pick up information, of course, in the early stages, straight into a Phoenix, and then probably an Oracle or so to follow up as well. Thank you so much to Otto Silva, who comes in for the $5. Says, just showing my appreciation for your hard work. No mention or decoration needed. Well, dude, you're going to get the mention anyways, and you're going to get the decoration anyways as well, because that's the rules. If you donate $5 or you subscribe or anything, you get a decoration on the tree. So I'm literally going to do what I'm going to double down on doing what your donation asks me not to. I'm going to shout you out, and I'm going to put you on the tree. Thank you so much for the $5, dude. Really do appreciate it. Thank you so much. Cheese in your beard? Yeah, it'd be horrible, wouldn't it? Couple things running around here as DnS. After the single Oracle, we'll just go straight to the robo facility, so nothing too crazy there. As Bly just, again, for the moment, scouting around and seeing what's going on. Oracle coming over to the right-hand side, and Lair is on its way up here as that's all it comes down to. Really nothing too crazy. I mean, I still struggle to talk about PvZ because I look at it and I'm like, nothing's happened. Too many queens in this main base. Good defense by Bly to push that Oracle and this Phoenix away. As we do see 4 gateways on their way up from DnS on this main base. So going into quite an aggressive follow-up here. 6 gates quite quickly. Temple Archives. No charge with this, though. There we go. I was going to say, not having charge would be a little bit strange, so getting that charge up makes perfect sense. With 6 gateways, you kind of don't want just the Archon job. You want Archon supported by those Zealots, so Getting this going as the Phoenix picking its way through that Overlord. Overlord doesn't go down. There's a couple hits away from death. Phoenix probably would have died for it, and obviously much better to just keep the Phoenix alive than killing a single Overlord. Overlord kill is nice, but the Phoenix can actually get quite a lot done. For now, it's going to follow this Warp Prism around, which I guess it can kind of help out in the fight a little bit by lifting a Queen or so. I was going to say later in the game as well, though, the Phoenix just kind of patrolling the edge of a base or something. That can also be very powerful, because it can also be a very good way to pick up on like Dropper Lords also coming in. Phoenix and Oracle coming up the right hand side in the Warp Prism. Thinking about maybe dropping in towards the main base. You do see the Queen getting lifted up. Just going to see these couple of Archons dropping down, and there's the Zealot warping. So actually Phoenix makes use of itself. One of the reasons why you do want to kind of keep that alive so far is the Roaches. Well, there's 13 of them out, but they're not in position at all. As you see those Zealots charging in. Those first couple of Queens obviously in a lot of trouble here. This one Queen is super low. The drones are found by the Archons. Oh no. Bly, this is a disaster. 12 workers already down. Kills off that Queen as well. The Queen's dead means he can actually warp in extra Zealots. And he is going to start getting Archons in front of this as well. So, I mean, Zealots in front of these Archons as well is what I meant to say. He loses one of the Archons though. Bly will start to clean this up. As DnS though has already done fantastic damage. A Stasis Ward to the side. Catches just a couple of Roaches there too. And so you have that +1 missile attack is just coming up to completion in the next few moments. Just moving back out into the center as we do see this Phoenix still poking away on an Overlord. Well, Oracle and a Queen pushing that Oracle down, and that is going to fall, but 5 more drones killed, so DnS is on 59 to 41 workers. He just needs to survive this attack. He has been making some Immortals to help deal with this, but those first force fields are pretty good. It will help him to slow this down, but now those sentries have no energy left. Double Immortal now as extra sentries coming up. These two positions here are very good for force fields. However, Immortals are going to start, Roach is going to start getting past this now. Going to have to start bringing a lot of these units back. The sentries in the front get taken down. DnS feels like he's in some trouble. His army supply is dropping. There's got nothing to really protect these Roaches from just running up over in the front. A couple of them get into the natural. The rest will turn back around, though. We're going to see some more micro Immortal pops out. We'll start to deal with the Roaches that are there to harass. As Bly's counterattack is doing a lot so far. Every single Immortal that comes out, though, is a huge step towards actually being able to deal with this effectively, though. Phoenix lifts up a Ravager in the background as well. I mean, another Immortal coming over, but now Zerglin's streaming in. And again, DnS just does not really have an answer to that. His third base under a lot of fire. As the robot facility goes down there, and the third Nexus will be left alone because Bly just wants to try and start coming up this ramp already. Well, that's some good force fields yet again. Those couple of Roaches coming back down from the main base. Not even sure what they were doing hanging around over there still. Ravagers do pile down those force fields. 3 Immortals still around, working their way through these Roaches. I mean, DnS is trying desperately to hold on, but Bly just seems to have so much. Is there a way to really make this work out? That Immortal on the far side is probably in too much trouble now. Loses 2 of the Immortals. Extra Zealot's going to warp in. The Void Ray showing up. Is it just a little bit too late for the Void Ray? It is going in on those Roaches that are starting to come through now. As I think Bly just has a little bit too much. Too many Roaches after taking a lot of damage on the other side. DnS just didn't have enough to deal with the counterattack. It was actually very close, though. I mean, you got to give credit where it's due. DnS put up a magnificent defense for a while as Bly will pick up game. Nice large map. Definitely between these two could turn into a bit of a longer game, I feel. We saw Bly against Harston recently with some pretty long matches involved. Let's do this as we have to the top left-hand side. Up a game, our blue Zerg player. This is Bly. Up against the red Protoss to the bottom right from Cascade, DnS. Not the Senate coming in with a Twitch Prime sub. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. Ay, thank you, thank you, thank you. Get you on the tree after this game. I'm going to write your decoration now, though. Save some time and, well, you know, I know you guys just find it really thrilling watching the Chrono Boost come down on this Nexus. Thank you so much for the Twitch Prime. Again, pushing towards 600 subscribers, guys. We're about 17 away, which is really awesome. We are generally, again, the more subscribers we get and stuff like that, the more tournaments we can run. So, shout out to you guys. Again, every time someone subscribes, donates, or anything, it really does help us to put on more of these events in the future. If you want to support the tournaments directly, I know some of you guys like subscribing and you do support the tournaments through that, and obviously you support me being a caster as well. If you want us to support this tournament directly, there is a Matcherino page, ! Matcherino in the chat. Now, we don't have any coupon codes left, but we are really trying to get $600 on there, because I would really love to increase the prize pool to the players to pay out $25 to 5th, 6th, 7th, and 8th places. Because I would just love to pay out more of these players. So rather than, instead of increasing the prize money for the players who are already going to win money in the top 4, we're going to try and pay out as many players as possible. So if you guys want to support that, ! Matcherino. There is still ways to support, even if you don't have money to donate yourself. You can go in and you can use a... you can follow myself, or you can follow OSC Esports on Twitter through the Matcherino page. That will add money to the prize pool for free, like a coupon code does. So do check that out. Any support will help us towards reaching our goal of paying out even more players. And this. Wardy, do you get Twitch dollars in USD or pounds? What do you mean? Like when Twitch pays me? I get paid in USD. How is the GBP doing right now? It's pretty funny, right? A US dollar is 80 pence? No way! That's bonkers! That's so sick. I mean, obviously it's really bad if you actually, like, that's actually insane, though. That's, been jumping up, right? Is it really? I thought it was 0.75 for ages. It has been kind of changing a lot, hasn't it? I mean, it's going up and down, but... Man. Yeah, it's kind of nice, because... well, I mean, it's funny, because USD to pounds is actually kind of nice. At the moment, so... I mean, if I'm getting, like, 80 pence out of every dollar, that's way more than I would expect to get, you know? So... Honestly, the conversion isn't that bad, because... I pay out a lot of tournaments and stuff in USD anyways. So generally, I only have to do a transfer. Like, when I transfer my money, I just transfer it in big chunks. Like, I transfer, like, whatever dollars out of my PayPal to my bank, like, once every 2 or 3 months. And other than that, I just pay out a lot of stuff in USD. So actually, it really isn't so bad. Yeah, it's alright. Anyways... What is from Brazil? No, I'm from UK. God damn it. Wardy only transfers in big chunks, certainly implying he's rich. Certainly implying it actually takes me 3 months to get anything worth withdrawn from my PayPal. Is streaming my biggest source of income? Yes. I mean, streaming is my full-time job, so yeah. It's interesting. Obviously, a lot of my money comes from streaming. If I did more offline events, then I'm sure I would do quite well on that and make a lot more from that. But again, mostly I just stream, and just streaming is obviously means that most of my money does come from just streaming. Will I be casting WSG again this year? Doesn't really seem like it. They haven't contacted me at all. They've had different casters for all of the tournaments so far. Like last year I did the qualifier, EU, America, like all the qualifiers for EU, America, all of that, Asia Pacific. I did the regional finals for every region. And this year I haven't done anything, so I would say it's not looking too promising for me doing WSG this year, sadly. As much as I would love to. I mean, fingers crossed, maybe we'll get invited for the finals, but... yeah. It sucks, actually, because... I was just talking about this a bit yesterday. I don't want to go on a bit of a negative rant again. But just to summarize, basically last year, the start of this year, the start of 2018 was very promising for me. I got a lot of gigs at the end of 2017. I did IEM Shanghai, into a bunch of stuff for Star Ladder. I did IEM qualifiers. I did a WCS event at the start of 2018. I did all the WSG events. Since March, I just haven't done any offline tournament, apart from the Clash Invitational, which is not really the same because it's not a major event. Zealots here, by the way, with these Archons doing a good job, but the Prism goes down. So the Queen's able to get that kill. Going to try and recall the Archons. We'll get one of the two away. That wasn't too successful. A couple drones going down the left. Nowhere near as successful as the last time around. But yeah, I haven't done any big offline events since March, and I don't have any prospects of doing a big offline event again soon, which is really kind of sad because, I mean, it's just... I obviously try and build up towards doing these big offline events. It is the big thing that you aim for if you're a StarCraft caster, and it looked as though I was getting somewhere and making progress, and now it just feels as though I'm probably not getting any more gigs, it feels like. That's what it feels like. I don't know. We'll see how it goes, so just, I don't know. Anyways, TLDR, I'm not currently planning on casting anything offline this year because I haven't been invited to anything yet. Which is also normal, I guess. There's nothing to be organized yet. Anyways, guys, probes going down as these lings run on by. Getting a little bit of damage in there. 10 workers going down right away. Bly has a bunch of money in the bank. If he spent that, the supplies would be a lot closer. As you see, the couple of oracles still kind of hanging around, trying to get some extra drones as well. DnS will stabilize though, and he still has a worker lead, so actually, yeah, I don't feel too bad about this. We see +2 melees on the way, so Bly is looking to continue with the Ling focused style for a moment. We'll catch a couple of those probes, but again, I mean, DnS is in a worker lead, so unless Bly starts to do something very shortly, this is not looking too pretty as we do see those Zerglings getting turned away pretty quickly there. Not really much of an issue. More Zerglings coming down the left-hand side. All of this getting set and ready to go is... Well, 11 kills on one of the Archons. There's a mortal against around is a bit of a shame. We'll not be able to save that there. So Bly is finding some good value with these attacks. Still has a lot of money in the bank at the moment. So Bly still have a lot of money in the bank, ready to go. As you see those things just hanging around down on the bottom. Oracle up to the top. Thank you so much, Didi, coming in with a $5 donation. Says have a good day. Thank you so much for the $5. And thank you so much to Robert Fari coming in with the 100 bits, saying hello, Wardy. Hello, Robert Fari. How you doing today? Thank you so much. Queen pushing that Oracle away through the top side. And meanwhile, Nexus on the way up. So 4th base coming down here. Ling's positioned out to the right. Going to want to maybe try and slide into this natural 3rd base sort of area. Oracle being recalled. Gets away just before that Queen shot. Important. That would have been a shame to lose it just on the edge there. Would have been a real shame. More Archons getting morphed in. We do see already Storm is ready though, and with the Ling heavy style that was being played, that makes a lot of sense. What was interesting is it's just Lings and Hydras. Banal Nest is only just now coming down, so I feel if DnS was to attack, he actually would find Bly in a very weak position, but obviously DnS is not the sort of player to attack. DnS is a much more passive player. I mean, I know obviously you open up with aggression, you have to attack the Zerg at some stage, but as the game goes on, DnS would generally prefer to sit back and just defend and macro than he would to move onto the map and get aggressive, so it's kind of what we're seeing as the Lings come in. They do pick off a pylon here. Zealot and Archons charging forwards to try and help clean up what they can. Another few Zerglings going down as well. Lings going to be picking those Zealots off. And a couple of those going down too, with Hydras from Bly running around on the left-hand side. Okay, well, Lings coming all the way down to the bottom. Oh, Zealot's actually found a couple of morphing in Banelings, but obviously the Zerglings will clean those up. But still a nice little bit of scouting there from DnS. Going very heavy on the Archons with so many Lings, it actually makes a lot of sense. While there is Hydras in this, there's 26 of them, it's definitely important to have a good amount of Archons if your opponent is Ling heavy, which is definitely the style from Bly at the moment. So just bust through in towards the main base there, so that's something DnS will have to go and deal with. But he seems to be dealing with it pretty responsibly, not really letting these things do too much. Getting around top of that Bly, there's still so much money in the bank. Now he morphs in 32 banelings. This is where it's going to get a bit more tough for DnS, as he's going to lose that pylon, which is going to empower a couple of his gates and others which are currently building. Still pressing through. We do have a couple of Banes waddling in towards the Zealots and the Archon. And DnS, again, moving forwards. Let's be careful. This High Templar just wandering forwards. 5 of these gates unpowered as a single Stalker comes in. These 2 Lings have just been such an annoyance. Man, imagine those Lings actually had adrenal glands, all +3. They would be even deadlier. Yeah, they've done so much anyways. It's crazy. Thank you so much, by the way, on the Matcherino page. DD also came in and put $5 on Matcherino as well. So thank you so much, DD. Not just $5 on the stream, but also $5 to the tournament. Appreciate it. Thank you so much. Lings have to back away over to the right side. Morphin, a few Banelings there. And again, Ling, Bane, and Hydra from Bly getting set up to move forwards and to see just what might go down. Why Hydra Bane versus Templar Archons? I mean, the composition does work. The idea is it's aggressive enough to keep this Protoss player pinned back because it's highly mobile. And while you keep the Protoss player pinned back, you go up in towards the Broodlords, which is exactly what's happening. You can also trade okay-ish against Immortal Archon, etc., and the Archons and High Templars. The only issue is if you don't have enough economy to keep on rebuilding. And honestly, Bly doesn't have enough economy to keep on rebuilding, and that's one thing I would truly fault him for here so far in this game. He's just never really set up into a comfortable amount of drones. 59 workers as he has 5 bases. This base just isn't mining. You know, he doesn't have gases set up. This base has like 4 workers on it. He's essentially on 3 bases, Bly. So going up in towards the Hive Tech now is very almost all in of him because he doesn't really have the support he needs. He's also adding on more static defense, and he's finally just gone up to 64 drones, but even that isn't enough. We should be talking about 80+ workers for this sort of composition to work out here. Hydrogen Bane's going to catch DnS a little bit out of position, as the Archons will have to come up a little bit of a choke to get back up here. This 4th base might go down, but if it does, he's going to take a lot of units down with it. These Hydras running away. Okay, keeps the base alive. He gets a lot of Banelings there, and he kills off a few of the Hydras. Honestly, with Ultras on the way up, I kind of like this for DnS, because I'm not sure what these Ultras of Bly are really going to get done. Queens transfusing up a Spine Crawlers. The Zealots will just charge on forwards and again clean up what they can here. Bly's obviously distracted elsewhere, not transfusing. And we'll throw down a couple more transfusions there, but more Zealots just coming in from this Warp Prism in the top right side, just causing units to kind of run around all over the place and an Ultra to come and respond. But now DnS pushing up the right hand side aggressively, cleaning up a little bit of the creep spread as he goes, and is going to move up in towards this high ground to take down this forward 4th base. There's a couple of troop tumors going down here. Our Overlord taking some hits as well. And this 5th base goes down. Again, I just feel like with the Archons, there's not really much potential to do anything here. Sorry, not with the Archons. With the Ultras, it doesn't feel like there's much potential to do anything. Like, how are you going to fight this? Ultras are not going to do well against this amount of Archons. I have no idea why Bly made Ultras. When he had the Spire for so long, he could have made Corruptors. He could have had Broods out, and I feel like with the money he had, that may have been a much better choice, because he could have got quite a few Broodlords out. DnS just attacks on in. He has way too much. The Immortals are going to chunk their way through these Ultras. The Archons, I mean, they've taken some heavy hits here. He's taken some losses. He is eventually going to... Is he going to get cleaned up? No. I guess the transfusions did a lot of work there. At the same time, his Warpins, it's because his Warpins in the main base, right? So while it looks like it's getting touchy over there, he's killing 8 drones, he's killing off tech structures. Obviously, that's a pretty big deal, as these units are going to push forwards as well. There's 6 more Ultras in production. Again, maybe if Bly had that money spent earlier, maybe there would have been a way, but... I mean, now 7 more Ultras come up, and obviously DnS will just go back home, build more Immortals, Archons, and just get ready to go again. He is putting Bly further and further behind, and still Zealots in the main base here that are to be dealt with. I mean, they charge down and deal with a couple of Queens there, and being Zerglings going down, maybe the Greatest Spire even. I mean, Ultras should pop and clean this up in time, but even still, it's a lot of damage dealt by DnS, who on 4 bases keeping this base alive. Yes, he lost some probes when this base went down, but he rebuilt those very nice and quickly. And now we've still got Prism here as well, by the way, so that can still come in and be a massive annoyance. Tempest on the way out of the Stargate on the main base. Again, Zerglings running down the right side. They're going to try and hit this fourth base here, or fifth base I should say. Archon is just going to kite backwards, and Archon can actually deal with those Zerglings. Next to Zealot warping in for support, and that's pretty much all you do need. Bly will make a Mutalisk, because that is planned to go into Mutalisks to kind of counter this. He does have the gas to make quite a few, to make an impactful number even. Tempest up now as well from DnS, aware of the fact that there was potential for Broodlords. He saw that Great Aspire before, remember? Tempest just putting in the work as he actually finds a couple of Lings and Banes setting up on this right side. They're going to get found, and again, Bly is currently just bleeding out in this game. Units trickling off all over the place. DnS has truly got himself back into this one here. And now we see some Immortals, Archons, Tempests, all coming up the right-hand side and getting ready to go. Alright. DnS is still just positioning around. I'm just having a little sing with the soundtrack because I kind of feel this game is over. Whole bunch of Infestors just got added on as well. I mean, again, you know it's desperate times when you're trying to make masses Infestor. It's just probably not going to work. And as you do see this army coming up the left, and a couple of Crypt Tumors being cleaned out already. Zealots are going to go running up the right-hand side as well. We'll see what they run on into. And as you see that Spore going down. I'm just going to be seeing the rest of this hatchery taking a lot of damage. So this hatchery going to fall. We see Corruptors getting pushed away a little bit. Fungal Growth lands on the High Templar. The Archons starting to come into play. A couple of Fungals. I mean, so far the Fungals are okay, but it's not really exactly saved the base, has it? And as DnS comes forward, I mean, okay, nice again, another Fungal. Against Archons and Immortals, the Fungals barely do anything. Okay, you tag a couple of Templar time and time again on Fungals. It's going to be a little bit different, but, well, Templar's still coming forwards here, and they are just continuing to pick their way through Infestor after Infestor. And, well, Archon's now coming forwards to big storms on the ramp. As you're going to see those Ultras getting pushed away. And this really is going to be GG's in the next few moments, isn't it? As we see those Banelines are going to come crashing in towards these Archons. These Ultras going down. GG's called. DnS take and DnS tied up here 1-1. Let's kick this off as we have got to the top left-hand side our blue Zerg player. This is Bly. And to the bottom right, our red products from Cascade, DnS. What's the benefit of using Discord chat instead of Twitch chat? Well, Discord's kind of for you guys to chat and the community to chat and discuss things while the stream isn't online all of the time, or to get notifications of when we're going online, for example, and stuff like that. That's what we usually use it for. We don't use it as a replacement for Twitch chat, just as where we transfer the Twitch chat, or the best parts of it, at other times. Got Wardy up on my TV and cleaned my apartment on my day off to get my adult card yet. Dude, Monday is my adult day. Every Monday. I mean, I just moved in my own apartment, right? I've decided that Monday is adult day, where I kind of brush up and clean the floors, you know, make sure trash is taken out, make sure all my washing is done. For the first 2 hours of Monday, I feel really productive. Then I sit back down in bed and I'm like, oh, well, you know, I did at least half the cleaning I was hoping I would do. Seems like a good job. Let's have a nap before we stream later. 10 out of 10. I'm all for adult days. What's up, Red Rind? Welcome to the channel. Saying hello in the chat. What's up, GMJBBR? Saying hello in the channel as well. How you guys doing? Welcome to the stream. Good to have you with us. You tuned into the WardiTV Christmas Invitational Group B. Group C will take place Monday evening and Group D on Tuesday evening, guys, with our playoffs on Thursday evening next week. Trying to bring you guys as much StarCraft as possible at the moment throughout the December month, the month of December. We already have a very busy 2019 January lined up for you all. Can't announce what I'm going to be casting yet, but we already have streams planned for the first 15 days of January. Yellow Ab Apple says, hey, you start the stream at 6 AM for me. Wow, nice and early. How's it going out in the Midwest? Middle of America? Maybe not Midwest, but you're in the middle of America, right? Like Texas and that sort of time zone. How's it going out over there? Busy like December? Yeah, there's going to be tons of content in January. Like I say, we've already got the first 15 days or so lined up with content. I can't announce what tournament it is yet, although if you look at my schedule from last year, you'll probably have a good idea. So, yeah. Busy. Very busy indeed. January is also my birthday month, so we're going to have a bit of a party. I'm going to be streaming on my birthday and every day around my birthday, so we're going to have a good old... We're going to blow up a lot of balloons again, like we did last year, basically, which was a lot of fun. So, yeah, January is going to be very busy. Just looking to start the year strong. In the second half of January, we'll probably run our first WardiTV tournament of the year as well, because we've had so much love and subs in December that we'll definitely have some leftover cash flowing to put into another tournament. The Marble World Cup? No, it's not a Marble World Cup. Aye, aye, aye. How am I doing today, Don Cybreak? I'm doing great. How are you doing? I'm actually doing great. I feel really good. I have really good sleep and stuff, so feeling good. Yellow Bad Apple's coming in from Texas. Loving it. I loved it when I got to go to Austin this year. It was a fantastic time. Awesome people. Awesome food. I love America. Like, honestly, I love being in America. It's so much fun. And getting to go to Austin was absolutely fantastic. I loved it. So much fun. Woo balloon, says Foster. Foster, I promise I won't blow you up at the last balloon ever this time. I promise you, you'll have a proper balloon of your own. I'm so sorry. I felt so bad. Booty Noms, one of my favorite names in Twitch chat, says he's also in Texas. Loving it, loving it. Put the balloons on the ground. When the tree falls, they will pop. Honestly, I have a picture of the balloons from last year, and it was actually just insane how many we had. It was absolutely crazy. Just straight up ridiculous. Adept's coming through the top side of the map here from DnS, as he has got Resonant Enclaves about to finish up. He's making a few sentries and building a warp prism, which means that he's going to go into some Immortals, probably, and then going into a very aggressive follow-up attack here, which is going to include Immortal Adept Sentry. It's a very popular one. As you see roaches here in time, Adepts will not shade anywhere, will just walk away and minimize damage taken. Again, they've kept Bly already onto 48 drones, so I'd say DnS is doing a good job of this so far, as the Prism will come across to help with some micro, etc., maybe to add in some harassment elsewhere. And yeah, I mean, Immortal's on the way up with the first one already coming through. The Warp Prism is out, of course. But again, we'll just be seeing another Warp in a Sentry shortly as well. DnS is starting to get the gas for that, as DnS pulls a lot of those units out of the out from the bottom, out across the map. His Warp Prism shows up over in the main base. Although the Queens are going to get the kill, DnS has been a little bit careless with his Warp Prism today, I have to say. Although these Adepts are still going to do good damage. 4 workers, and he gets 2 of them out alive. Well, Bly's counterattack is actually going to cause a little bit of an issue here. Obviously, DnS cannot afford to build another Warp Prism, and that's an issue because now he doesn't have a Prism to micro these Immortals around, so they're a little bit more vulnerable than they might usually be. Bly is once again in a position where he's purely making units against DnS, who is, well, actually having a pretty good defense so far. This was a lot better from DnS than it was the last time we saw him in some trouble. Continuing to Chrono Boost Immortals again, going to be tough for him to afford the Prism. Losing his sentries, obviously, I mean, as Bly gets aggressive, it means that DnS is unlikely to get aggressive himself. But it looks like Bly is pretty much done. He's going into Tunneling Claws. He's gone into the extra drones as well, so he's droning up behind this. Fallon comes down just to block this entranceway. Again, enough Immortals here to realistically push this back at the moment, though. DnS seems to have stabilized, and Bly will start to kind of be, well, punished a little bit, I suppose, in a way, because he's, again, been on a lower drone count. He's been prioritizing units, so if he doesn't do much with these, that could suck. That could really suck. Roaches and a Ravager coming through the center of the map. 2 Immortals, some Adepts, and a couple of Stalkers gathering up on the right side. Oracle comes down the bottom of the map here from DnS, as again, just a few Roaches of Bly going to move up, and, well, a couple of Probes might also be in just a little bit of trouble. Well, just going to be seeing the Immortals starting to get going again here. 6 gates currently up from DnS as he is needing to save this sentry, but he's probably a bit distracted elsewhere. Good force fields, catching a few roaches in the front. Honestly, I feel like he has enough to kind of come forwards and fight this right now. The Ravager's Biles are on cooldown as well. Oh, hits the sentries to the side when they do come off though. 7 probes down, but DnS still holds a worker lead. And he will hang on there. Again, a couple sentries lost where it would have been nice to keep them alive. Those are so expensive when it comes to gas that losing them really is so costly. Oracle coming up to the top side now. We see the Roaches and the Ravagers splitting themselves up and ready to push in towards the natural expansion. More Roaches from Bly coming in to the center. Infestation Pit still coming in as well right now. Just moving past that halfway marker. Corrosive bars dropping down. You guys want to see the resources lost? Dead even. 4,050 apiece. Which means as DnS is mining more, it's very good for him. Cannons at the front here will allow for the detection, so he starts to deal damage to these first couple of roaches very quickly. So he's actually going to get rid of a few of them before they really even hit the mineral lines. Observers, there's one out and it is with this army, so he'll have to go and struggle to deal with those roaches. They're going to pop up in a moment. I mean, he knew they were there because he did activate his Oracle energy. So he definitely knows these roaches are around. He's making a Colossus. That's the issue. It's difficult for him to get up another Observer because obviously he wants to keep his robo facility busy in terms of building. Otherwise, this can go very wrong very quickly. Those roaches are being chased down. Zard's doing a good job of this so far. Corrosive Balsi having a pretty good time though. And Immortals are jumped on top of, and DnS doesn't really have a way to pull these away. Bly's taking a lot of damage. This Immortal gets a shield battery to keep it alive for a while. Dodges the Biles again. Another Immortal down. But again, it's a hold by DnS, and he's killed a ton of roaches, while Bly was really just desperately trying to pick up those Immortal kills. Observer was overhead here, so as the roaches try to burrow, they get taken down as well. And that, of course, means that they're not going to have a great time, as we see the Swarm Host on the way up from Bly. So Swarm Host about to pop, as those Zards going to pull back with the rest of these units here. Hello, Mickey, coming in from Ontario, Canada. G'day to you. How's it in Canada? Cold? It's been pretty cold here as well. Swarm Hosts on the way up, so I mean, well, 6 of them doesn't really feel like a terrifying number, but I have seen Bly do pretty incredible things with Swarm Hosts this week against Harstam in the Ting Open and also in the 2018 Has Left the Game group. So I'm a little bit of a believer on that one, as we do see these High Templar just getting warped in as well, getting going. A couple of Phoenix coming out through the bottom side, and Oracle into the center of the map, and 2 more Immortals just being Chrono boosted out. Yes, the issue might become these Swarm Hosts, but honestly with Colossus up, I guess he does have a reasonable amount of splash damage to utilize. Trying to burrow these roaches around once again. Bly trying to find an opening. DnS still has these cannons at the front, and well, that first Immortal is obviously going to be in a little bit of trouble here. Zalt will warp in to wall off this area though. Now that he knows these units are here, well, he should. I feel like he should have maybe sent more of his army to go and respond to it, but not going to get too far out of position. Swarm Host coming up the top side, going to try and hit this base. Yeah, an extended thermal alliance about to finish up at the moment. A couple drones going down as the depths show up. They haven't really done much yet. They do see the Swarm Host for the first time. These Locusts just getting ready to pop. I tell you what, it is going to mean that Bly doesn't have that much on this side of the map to defend. I'm surprised DnS doesn't go in. I mean, I know that there's obviously going to be these Swarm Hosts doing a lot of damage, but it's almost the perfect time to just say, you know what, let's attack, because your Swarm Hosts are across the map. So you really do only have roaches, and these Locusts don't even do that much at all. DnS takes down this base. Is looking to relocate down to the south side and maybe work his way through these bases. That was the 4th of Bly, so Bly is down to 3 bases. He has DnS establishes a 4th. This is looking very good for him. Extra Archons coming in. And he's never quite maxed out, but that's because his army is so much more expensive than Bly. It's been harder for him to get maxed out. More Corrosive Battles will be unsuccessful here as an Oracle drops down a Revelation on the Ravagers and the Roaches. Hallucination gets taken down there. But I was like, whoa, Colossus, what you doing? But it was actually just a hallucination. It was not intended to actually be that successful. Swarm was coming in again. This time the Archon will not kind of have that choked up area. Needs to try and heal this Nexus with the shield batteries. Probes are just going to run away. So DnS just gives this one up. I think he's still very confident across the map with his current army. I mean, you see his Locusts dropping in now on the top side. But honestly, again, they don't really do that much. They get a couple of Archons, but there's just so much chasing this army down to the south side as well. I love, by the way, that DnS made a couple of Phoenix in preparation for what usually is like the eventual Mutalisks out of Bly. But as these Ravagers go down, we're just going to be seeing this army of DnS is really overrunning. Some Zealots charging in and actually going to start cleaning up the rest of this. Observers nearby anyways, so he can deal with those burrowed units and pressing forwards. See a couple of Spine Crawlers going down. Roach is in some trouble. And everything just going to keep on pressing through here. Archon's getting to work as well. And this is DnS just overrunning Bly's third base. DnS is looking to pick up his second series of the day. And as you see, the hatchery of the Spore Crawler going down. The drones in the back are being picked off as well. There is really not much left. Yes, this Nexus went down from DnS, but it was a sacrifice that he deemed he didn't need to. Well, he was a sacrifice that was literally a sacrifice. He knew he could sacrifice it for better things to come. And better things did come, aka basically running the game across the map. The Zealots go charging in, picking off drones all over the shop. Doing a great job of this, and, well, again, looking as though this is going to be a GG soon. I mean, Bly still has an army supply, so in fairness, he still has something to work with here, but obviously continuing to build up, Bly will not have reinforcements or anything, and yeah, it's going to be tough. Another wave of Locusts coming in. Zealots will try and protect this base. Even if this base actually goes down, I don't think it's a massive deal for DnS. Starting up a base here, could probably re-expand here too. It's obviously very manageable. A couple more mortals just showing up, gathering up with these few Colossus. Two more Colossus about to pop out as well. Some drones on the way out. DnS has just got everything. He's also +3 against 0-0. Haven't really talked about upgrades, but Bly has been so committed from the early stages of the game that he never really thought about going later. Going later has just been a sad consequence of not having done enough damage early. Now dropping multiple Locusts to deal with 4 Zealots, and they're not even going to reach those Zealots. Bly really is all over the place here. After this, guys, we have Bly taking on Marine Lord. That PvZ coming up. Should be some good fun. Still yet to see action from Ziggy today. He'll be going up against Bly a little bit later on. We'll be showing you guys that matchup as well. As we will see this forward Nexus taken down. And a lot of probes fallen, but the main point of this is that we see a lot of Archons and Immortals taking a lot of damage and pushing forwards. Well, all of this from Bly is not looking pretty at all. A little bit too much here. A couple more Corrosive Bars going down. We see a couple of Zealots and Archons pushing forwards. Again, nice damage done by the Colossus here as we see those Locusts taking some damage too. Natural actually probably going to go down, and, well, again, probes just somewhat long distance mining at the moment. And as we do see the Spore Crawlers, the Roaches, and everything just dropping away. Bly will stick around as long as he can. He's got some Corruptors. I mean, very hopeful thinking as the Archons will just get rid of those. Roach Roaring dropping. Game is ending. Very slowly. Thanks so much, Yellow Ab Apples, for the 1 bit. Have I ever been to Texas before? Yeah, I went for the first time this year. I was in Austin for WCS, and it was a lot of fun. That's I've wanted to go to Austin for years, and so I really made sure that this year I made it there. And yeah, I loved it. Every second was awesome. Really, really awesome. Locusts flying up into the skies, and we are going to be seeing those Zealots going to get the Spore Crawler taking down the lair, and the Infestation Pit taking some damage too. And DnS is just going to be hanging around to the bottom left. Did I eat some amazing barbecue? Yeah. I had loads of really good barbecue in Austin. It was really good, honestly. Like, probably one of my favorite places I've been this year. if not ever. I loved it. Austin was just fantastic. I had a really good trip. I went to Canada, Vancouver for the first time for BTSL. Then I flew to New York for a little bit of vacation. And then I went to Philadelphia to hang out with Penguin for a few days. And then I flew to Austin and went to W. It was just like, honestly, it was like a fantastic trip. The only sad part about it was that I had to leave my stream for so long, but it was absolutely fab. I had so much fun with so many of my friends. It was really just awesome. Like, really, really awesome. Bly is counterattacking. I mean, this has been the slowest death I've ever seen. I mean, maybe I should... I don't know. Like, I kind of want to believe Bly is doing this because he has some sort of a chance, but he really doesn't. GG's, and DnS picks